What happened in the previous chapter was Innocent Zero continued to wreak havoc to kill all our comrades. Innocent Zero approached Mash to finish him, but his best friends Lance, Dot, and Finn came to the rescue. The past of Ochoa and Meliadel was explained. Despite Ochoa's very bad attitude, Meliadel still accepts him. Meliadel helps Ochoa escape and he immediately followed her. While escaping, he was almost hit by Innocent Zero's attack, but Lance immediately protected him. Because of that, he questioned why Lance would do that for a traitor like him. Because of Lance's explanation that he doesn't want to live in a way that would upset his sister, and if he can't do that, he'd rather die. Ochoa stopped and pondered about what he said. He touched his clothes and thought of Meliadel. Meanwhile, Finn, Dot, and Lance continued to fight. They worked together to buy time for Mash to recover. They were furious and gave everything for their friends. Lance unleashed extraordinary magical energy which enveloped his body and where he stood. He used the Graviol Chain Epicurus and released a barrage of gravity force against Innocent Zero. The entire place was destroyed due to the extraordinary strength of Lance's Graviol magic. While this was happening, Rain and Ryo continued to give their remaining energy to Mash to speed up his recovery. Rain fainted and finally collapsed. He had apparently exhausted all his remaining power. But they managed to increase the chance of Mash returning to his full strength. In the end, Ryo also fell, saying that it's now up to Mash for what comes next. What's up, Onii-Chan? Welcome back to our manga analysis series about Mashle, Magic and Muscles, a story with elements of Harry Potter and One Punch Man. So let's start the video. Continuing the exciting story of Mash in a world filled with magic, we turn to Lance's attack hitting Innocent Zero. When the smoke cleared, it was shown that the big boss there didn't even get a scratch. It was clear that Lance was weakening because he no longer had any remaining magic. Innocent Zero commented that Lance could struggle as much as he wanted, but he could not change his fate. He attacked Lance using his Times magic and it hit Lance in the stomach. It went through Lance's body and not long after, he fell. Innocent Zero said he was surprised at how they were still trying to resist. While Lance was lying down, Innocent Zero suddenly noticed something. When he looked at it, he saw that Lance was still trying to stand up and saying that it wasn't over yet. Despite having the hands of a clock embedded in his body, Lance was still able to stand up and say that he could still fight. Innocent Zero's eyes widened and he wondered why Lance was still getting up. Lance said that the fight wasn't over until Mash returns. Despite all of his injuries, Lance was still able to fight with fire in his eyes. In due time, Lance would undoubtedly reach the upper echelons of the Visionaries and be, like Mash, a danger to Innocent Zero. He needed to make sure that Lance dies here and now. Innocent Zero was preparing to attack again, but he heard something on his side, so he looked over there. When he looked, he saw Ochoa walking towards him. He was staring at Ochoa. Courage was visible in Ochoa's eyes to face the big boss. The place fell silent and everyone looked at him. Suddenly, Ochoa started to shake and seemed to stammer. While shaking, he said they were very foolish because they surely wouldn't win there and would only die. Yet they were still there, bravely risking their lives to protect people they didn't even know. As he gathered courage, Lance tearfully said not to expect him to run away at such a time. Innocent Zero wondered what Ochoa was hoping to achieve there. Ochoa immediately used his magic Alligatzis and transformed into an alligator. He suddenly bit something and revealed that he had taken Mash. He ran quickly and planned to outrun Innocent Zero with our protagonist. Ochoa turned into a race car and ran quickly away from that place. However, Innocent Zero easily caught up with him. He immediately attacked him using his Times magic. Because of that, he was thrown off while carrying Mash, but he refused to let go of our hero. He tried to outrun Innocent Zero again and used Alligatzis boost. However, he was just hit again by Innocent Zero's attack. While being thrown off, he thought to himself that it hurt and he wanted to go home. But not now. Now is the day that he would act. He reiterated what Ryo and Lance said about rescuing their friends, and he declared that he won't stop saving Mash in order to be proud of himself. He courageously continued to save our protagonist, but despite his efforts, he was easily pursued by Innocent Zero, who stated that he doesn't have time for games. He was immediately attacked again, causing him and Mash to be thrown off. He was returned to his previous form, and he ultimately let go of Mash. While being heavily beaten, Ochoa asked everyone for forgiveness. He admitted that he failed to give them time. He confessed that he betrayed them and that he didn't even manage to make amends. While sobbing, he apologized for being useless. "That's okay, Ochoa. We forgive you. Please don't make my friend cry." Innocent Zero commented that Ochoa was the smartest among them when he betrayed his equally weak comrades. In the end, his efforts were futile. As Innocent Zero trash-talked and called Ochoa a worthless piece of trash, a fist suddenly flew towards him. Soon enough, it solidly hit his face, causing his eyes to widen. As Ochoa watched, the man questioned who Innocent Zero thinks he is to call other people trash. Not long after, it turned out that our protagonist had awakened again, and he said that Innocent Zero would get nothing from acting high and mighty but a beating. Innocent Zero was then left staring in disbelief, while relief was visible on Ochoa's face. The two most powerful characters in this story locked eyes once again. Finn couldn't believe that Mash was awake because 66.6 hours had not yet passed. Mash explained that he told his friends in the afterlife that he was in a hurry, so they sped things up for him. Finn seemed to lose his vitality and could only ask, "So that's all that happened? Wow!" Our other companions were also left staring in surprise. Mash then threw Ochoa towards Finn to save him. Innocent Zero asked him if he had planned anything before returning. Mash said that he would do weight training so he'd be fine. Innocent Zero commented that this doesn't mean he would suddenly become stronger. Suddenly, someone yelled Innocent Zero's name from a corner. The man declared that he had lost his family because of Innocent Zero. He screamed that he would kill Innocent Zero and cast his needle's magic. A large needle flew towards Innocent Zero, but he easily stopped it with his times rate. Innocent Zero simply blocked the attack with his finger. The man was surprised that the movement was extremely slow. Innocent Zero commented that the weak spell was enough to deal with that man. As the attack was nearing the man, he tried to run. Nonetheless, he noticed his own movements had become incredibly slow too, leading him to wonder what was happening to him. Before long, his own attack hit him. Finn commented that Innocent Zero's magic can slow down time. Everything he does seems like cheating. Mash immediately rushed in and said, "I will avenge you, unknown man." Innocent Zero used time's rate again. Gradually, our protagonist's movement slowed down until it almost looked like he wasn't moving at all. Innocent Zero prepared to attack again, declaring this to be the end. He aimed his wand at Mash and launched his attack. Unexpectedly, Mash managed to dodge his magic. Because of this, Innocent Zero was wide-eyed. He thought to himself, commenting that it was impossible. Mash managed to dodge even when his movements were extremely slow. He released more attacks and said that this time Mash would not be able to dodge them. After pointing all the hands of the clock at Mash, he sent them flying towards him. Just as they were about to hit, Mash pulled off a move straight out of the Matrix. Innocent Zero was astounded that Mash managed to dodge all his attacks. Suddenly, Mash was right in front of him, which surprised him. While his eyes widened, Innocent Zero thought that his times rate decreased the passage of time for a single target by 1/100. As Mash's punch was landing on him, he thought that to a normal person, it would feel like time had stopped. He was utterly baffled as to why Mash could still move. Finally, Mash's punch hit him, sending him flying. He couldn't believe what was happening. Looking at our protagonist, it seemed like he was mocking him by dancing. He wondered what had happened. Our magical commentator, Finn, came back and said he knew exactly what was going on. Mash was just moving incredibly fast. Because of his speeds, he was able to counteract Innocent Zero's slowing effect. In other words, strength conquers all. Innocent Zero said that Mash certainly couldn't have gained such power in a short time. He then asked, what has he done? Mash explained that as he had said earlier, he lifted weights, and he had done this for a whole year with the godlike being. Finn was utterly astonished. All Mash did in that year was wake up, eat, work out, and repeat. Time moved so slowly there, which was very weird. Innocent Zero questioned what nonsense this was. Could training in the mindscape really bring about physical results? Or perhaps the godlike being had directly granted Mash the power. The godlike being was shown, and when the camera zoomed in on him, he confirmed that he did it as a joke. Mash said that was the whole story. But if you ask him if his strength is enough to defeat a person who can control time while gripping his fist, he said that his answer to that would be a resounding yes. In the end, Innocent Zero's eyes widened at Mash's threat, and he remarked how interesting that was. And that's where this video ends. What do you think? Could our protagonist really overpower Innocent Zero now? How much stronger has Smash become compared to his former self? Write your comments down below. If you want more anime and manga reviews, don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated on new videos. See you next time, guys.